I hope so. I hope for everyone, because I really think everybody talking about global business, there's got to be something to it. You know, I mean, even though in the short run of my lifetime, I look at it and I say, oh my God, this is devastating. But let's see what happens.
Going back to the President's Mideast visit for a minute, here is a story out of the Washington Post that just tells you the sign of our times. It was kind of ridiculous, but at the same time, the person that wrote it was obviously watching for these things. Did you notice that when the President was speaking with King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia, the king gave him he bestowed upon him this very large gold necklace? Right?
Metal.
It's a, you know, it looks kind of like a big necklace with a big medallion in the bottom. And the President put it on for a few seconds, but he very quickly took it off and said, I'll give it away for safekeeping. Now, the funny part of this story is President Obama is trying very hard, and he is by nature a very simple person. He wears sober suits and slacks, and the idea of putting this very loud metal thing on him, just, you know, we're not used to seeing that. But the worry was, from a PR perspective, that by putting him in this kind of gold chain, people would immediately equate him being black with being a rapper, because that's what rappers do. They wear large, ostentatious jewelry. And so there was some concern that from a PR perspective, they didn't want him to be in that necklace for a very long period of time.
In photography world, that's called money shot. That is a big money shot.
That's right. If you remember, you know, President Bush or whoever had worn some headdress or something. So heads of state are always told not to put on any kind of local costume for a very long period of time, because it just becomes fodder for jokes and so forth. But here the concern was really about making sure that his image stays on the right side of where he wants it to be, right? He didn't.
Do you know how many men actually pay to wear stuff like this? Have you seen Indian weddings? Everybody's got one of those, you know. So in our world, it doesn't matter.
But the author was funny. He did say that the next time King Abdullah came here to the United States, we'd have to return the favor by making him wear a Stetson, you know, the cowboy hats.
Folks, Ernst & Young every year celebrates the Entrepreneur of the Year. I have been a recipient of it for 3 years and a finalist.
Congratulations.
It is always a pleasure to see the South Asians in there. Always a number of them. This year, you got 5 of them. Reggie Agarwal, Atul Jain, Roy Kapani, Rahul Sharma, Karlu Rambala. It seems like a South Asian name. But it's always fun to see the Asian and Indian Americans coming up as Entrepreneur of the Year.
It shouldn't be a surprise, right? I mean, most of us that come here come with ambitions to doing exactly this.
That's right.
So for us to get there, this just is proof that we can make it.
That's right. And all of these guys run very fine companies. Folks, if you get an opportunity, if you ever want to excite your kid, take them to this particular function. This is going to be on Thursday, June 18th at 6 p.m. at Ritz-Carlton Hotel. I am sure Ernst & Young will be glad to sell you a ticket or 2 on a table.
I'm sure they would. But maybe, just maybe, we set ourselves up for success very early. I'm sure you all have heard this by now, but the latest winner of the Spelling Bee is Indian. 13-year-old Kavya Shivashankar, and she spelled a word that I cannot even pronounce to win the Scripps National Spelling Bee. She's the 7th Indian American in the past 11 years to have won it, and we've been winning it consistently since 2004. So at this point, it's fair to say that we've pretty much taken over the Scripps Spelling Bee with the expectation to win it. So why does the author care? He cares because he makes an assertion. He says that it is the Indian parents that consistently repeat the mantra, it's all about education and making sure that their children performed exceptionally well in their studies. That, he says, is the core of the reason why we always do well in the spelling bees. But he says it's more than that. He says the win is symbolic. Symbolic because it represents to immigrant communities and to Indians that we can compete in a nation that is not our own. Not just that, but we can stand atop the podium and win at an international level because we're not in our home countries. We're here in the United States of America. And he says that it is this ability to emphasize education so intensely that they have the opportunity to win in a second culture. He says that's the core, and if Americans don't learn to compete and compete the same way, we are going to be outdone time and time and time again by Indians and Chinese and anyone else that wants to come in and win the spelling bee.
But you're shortchanging. It's not only at the spelling bee we excel. We excel at the Intel science competition. We are also good at White House fellows, and we are also good at White House scholars. So you're right. Competition is in the blood.
It just is, I guess. It makes us successful. Well, folks, that's about all we have for you today, but two quick mentions. First of all, yesterday, MHC Networks became the largest broadcaster in the Washington, D.C. metro area because of the digital switchover. There's 10 channels that MHC Networks now offers you on your digital spectrum, so I just thought that was worth a shout-out. We here on Darshan are very happy and proud of MHC Networks. And secondly, the SSVT, Sri Shiva Vishnu Temple, will be celebrating their Silver Jubilee on Monday, June 15th.
Wow, 25 years it has been.
It's incredible.
Time flies.
It does. It's in my backyard, so of course I feel very personally connected there. The temple will host 6 acharyas from India and interfaith dignitaries of all faiths. They invite you to come in and join to receive blessings at 6:30 p.m. on June 15th.
Fantastic. Congratulations. This is a big deal. Coming up next, we have Swami Shri Mukandananda. He's being interviewed by Suresh Shenoy and Sant Gupta. All 3 of them are IIT graduates, but Swamiji is also an IIM graduate. You will really enjoy this conversation. That is up next. And from both of us, folks, we want to wish you a very nice weekend.